we have been talking and discussing about the Adabul Islam. Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about Adabul Islam fil Usra, conduct within the family. It is a very important aspect of a human life. Islam, in Islam, basically, the family is recognized and dignified as the basis of the society. And of course, if husband and wife relationship is not good, then of course we cannot have a peace in the home. And if there is no peace in the home, then this is the way there is no tranquility in personality. So it is very important that we do understand these rights and responsibilities which we have to fulfill as a human being, as a respectable and honorable person. So Islam actually put great value in the family unit, because this is one of the very important aspects of our life. Husband-wife relationship, how a wife should be treated. This is very important. In the view of Islam, the best man is he who is best and kindest to his wife. Of course, this is Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, acting kindly towards one's wife is an Islamic conduct. It is an Islamic way of life. A man's work life should not be persuaded with such all-consuming single-mindedness. What does that mean? You have to give some time to your family. It is not just work, and your own world. You are living in your own world. Because if you do not give time to your family, your wife, your children, then they will go away from you. The time will come, they will not listen to you. So it is very important that we spend some time with our family, whether it is entertainment, enjoying each other's company, playing sports, or any other thing which you would like to do, of course, within the bound and limitation of Islam. It is part of a husband's kindness towards his wife to fulfill her needs. Of course, you are a man. الرجال قوامون على النساء. You are a man, you are a leader in your family. So you have the responsibility to look after the needs of your family and, of course, particularly your wife. And that is your family. And it includes shelter, clothing, food, protection, all those things. This is the responsibility of a husband. It is also very important that though the house is better than the mosque for a woman, like a woman can pray at home, but if she wanted to go to the masjid, husband is not allowed to stop her. So she can go to the masjid. It is also permitted to a woman to talk to others about private affairs. This is also very important, that should not talk about private matters between husband and wife. What matters, you should not talk with your friends. Both way, vice versa. Wife should not talk to her colleagues and friends, and the husband should not talk to his colleagues and friends about the private matter between them. This is very important. These are rules for set up to have a harmony in our family unit. And of course, from that family unit, we form a society. And then, of course, a bigger level. So all these things start from the beginning. A husband should not hate his wife or if he dislikes one of her characteristics. Very important thing. Don't just dwell on, you have this habit. Because she comes from different background, maybe she comes from different country, different culture, different tradition, and you coming from different culture. And nowadays we have this marriages in a different culture, coming from different culture background. So this is from Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, he may be pleased with another. So you may like some other habits which she has. So do not hate the one you do not like. Let it go, because she have her own way of, you can say, her bringing up. So you do not try to, change those habits. This is not good for the family to do that one. It is also very important, a husband should never revile, like criticizing in insulting way. This is very important, because every person has, that element in their personality, that if you insult other people, they start hating you. So do not insult, all right? This is general rule as well. So whether with your wife or with your children or anyone else, so criticism should be always in a positive way and in a nice way with wisdom. Like, should not criticize people if you find some mistake, because we are human beings. Do not speak in front of other people. Oh, by the way, you have this habits and this is a bad and this and that. Do not do that one. And same thing with children as well. Not in front of other people. You can take them privately, a time when they are alone, you can speak to them. This is the wisdom, all right? If you want to create fitna, and that's what it is you do in front of everyone, and you go and... the most dangerous thing we have seen in the community, spreading rumors about other people. Someone said something, and another person added another something, and then it goes, subhanallah, the whole... And that person who is creating this fitna is getting all the sins, backbiting and creating fitna about other people. We as a Muslim have been told, even if you find some mistakes in someone, keep quiet, shut your mouth. Keep quiet. Do not spread the bad things in the community. If you really want to do something good for that person, go and see privately. If you think if I go to that person, it may not be a good reaction from that person, find someone who you know that person has good relation, tell him, by the way, I want to tell, this thing, this person has this one and it's not good. For example, someone hanging around, maybe drinking, going to pub and things like, you are Muslim, being a Muslim brother, yes, that is why we have been told, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَعْمُرُ بِالْعَدْلِ وَالْإِحْسَانِ وَإِيتَاءِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ. So we stop and discourage bad things in the community, we encourage good things. From that point of view, but have to have wisdom, أُدْعُوا إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ بِالْحِكْمَةِ. So if you want to invite people towards Islam, use your hikmah and wisdom. So do not, criticize in a way that it create insult for other people. And same thing with your wife. So you do not do that one. The husband-wife relationship is of a special nature. It cannot be fruitful unless the couple try to overcome artificial barrier caused by shyness and social inhibition. So this is a very special relationship, husband and wife. You share everything with each other. So there is no way that you have to stop because you are shy. No, you can share all those things, but you have to overcome and you have to understand each other's background and each other's habits. This is because it takes some time, especially newly wed couple sometimes, have some problem, because this is the time of probation period, you can say. In other words, it is the time you understand each other. It takes some time, sometimes some people less time, sometimes need longer time. So give some time so you can understand each other. This is very important. The right given to the husband to lead the family. This is also very important. Some people use Islam as a tool to oppress their family. Say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الرِّجَالُ قَوَّامُونَ عَلَى النِّسَاءِ But ulama have said, Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa. Tafsir actually is the one who is a leader, he should have that ability and capability as well with taqwa. If a woman is more pious and has more taqwa, then she deserves respect instead of husband. But we take it a wrong meaning. No prayer, no taqwa, no piety, and then we try to oppress our family. So this does not work, my brother. So it is very important. Allah has given you this superiority to lead, but do not abuse your power. Do not abuse your power, because this thing has some hikmah. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this leadership role in the family, but should not abuse this power. This is very important. For a husband to honor and respect his wife's close relatives will result in strengthening the relationship with his wife. And of course, very simple principle, give respect, get respect. So if you give respect to someone, they will give you respect in return. If you do not honor other people, they will not honor you. To honor, respect, and be hospitable to his wife, friends, and relations is in fact a mark of respect for her. If you give respect to her friends, relatives, and of course parents, and then of course this is a respect for her as well. Actually, she will feel proud that her husband is respecting her family. This is very important. Another very important thing, it is allowed in Islam as well, if you are marrying someone, you have gone with the contract, marriage contract, and there's maybe some sharait and some condition in that contract, you should honor that one. It is not a piece of paper. What you have committed, you must honor that one. This is very important. A husband and father's indifference to his wife or children violating the orders of Islam is a grave mistake that a Muslim should not dare to make. Should not do that one. All right? This is very important. For a husband to blame his wife or disapprove of her act in the presence of others, such as their children, relative, is rude conduct. As I mentioned to you before, is not going to benefit you. It is a negative way of criticizing other people. A husband is not allowed to ask his wife to work to earn money. Of course, you are the responsible. You have to fulfill all these requirements of your wife and family. I mean, if she is happily work with her own will, that is okay, and you, of course, both understand and agree that she is going to work, but you cannot ask her, go and work, I'm going to sit at home and watch TV and watch soccer. You can't do that one. If you want to do that one, then better don't marry. All right, sit at home and watch TV, because you are taking this responsibility and you have to fulfill that one. On running home, a husband should not enter the house without first telling his family of his arrival by ringing the bell or knocking on the door. This is a very important thing, even though this is your own home, but make sure, because the family is home, maybe something which need to, let them know that you are at home, and children should know. He should signal his arrival by mentioning God's name in praise, greet them, and ask them how they are. Of course, this is important to do that one. A husband and wife should be concerned about personal hygiene, very important. Personal hygiene is very important, so as not to offend each other by bad body odor. Of course, people don't like, and we did mention about that one. This is general rule as well. Coming to masjid for Eid Salat, coming to masjid for Jummah Salat, you should put the perfume, have a shower, and the armpit, properly, that smell is not there. And of course, angels does not come close to you either if you are hygienically not clean. Okay, and of course, you coming to the masjid, you should be clean and well fragrance, perfume. It is sunnah of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A husband relationship with his wife should be characterized by a balance between resoluteness, all right, with like what you call solid relationship without harshness, and flexibility with weakness. It should be balanced life. Should not be too harsh. If you need to correct someone, you have to correct because you are the leader of the home. You have to correct those mistakes. Do not show your weakness at that point, but at the same time, it should be done in polite way. Do not be harsh, because someone, we can see the whole our beloved Prophet ﷺ's life, the whole life. He never ever harmed anyone because of his personal matters. All right? So, his way is the way of balance. His way is the way of wisdom. His way is the way of love and compassion and peace. So this is the way we have to do, because the things you can say with love, with compassion, is more effective than the things you say harshly. You're showing your anger, it's not going to work, okay? Correct conduct of a Muslim wife. No, we see, what is her responsibilities toward her husband. To be a good wife is so important that from the viewpoint of Islam, a good wife is considered to be the best thing in the world. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Subhanallah, if you have a good wife, you are a lucky person, mashallah. And it is, of course, entirely up to you as well to make your home a peace, a maskan, tranquility. You can do your best. The role of the wife in the marriage is extremely important indeed. It is the decisive factor, very important. Of course, in the first place, when you are going to marry, you should remember the hadith of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, very important hadith, that a person can marry on for 4 reasons. He sees, number 1, beauty could be the reason. He is telling us, Second, wealth. Number 3 is, the lineage, like the family, is coming from, this and that family is a very important tribe, or maybe she's a descendant of some kings, or whatever. And number 4 is modesty, piety. So what Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said among these 4, when you are choosing your wife, this is your decision of your life, you want to make your home peace. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you choose wealth, no one knows. Wealth can be, you will be on the street one day. We have seen many kings, and they were king, they had wealth, but when zawal comes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taken away everything. So forget about that one. If you see beauty, also has a zawal, Also there are many joke about that one. When the first marriage, then after 10 years, 5 years, what happened? So don't think about beauty. All right, that's gonna be zawal one day, and that's it. And what's gonna happen after that? No attraction for you. So then the third thing, Sayyidina Rasulullah, lineage. All right. Oh, he used to be a king. But what about now? You have to see the current circumstances, the current situation, the current state of that person. This is very important. What is left? One thing. So all 3 things has zawal. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, choose the one who has piety. Same thing, vice versa. Wife is well, at the same time husband is well. Choose your partner, the one who has taqwa, who has piety, who has fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave the reason why is that. Islam has wisdom behind. What he said, a person who has a taqwa and piety, fear of Allah, even the worst situation, your relationship, the worst condition between both of you, he will do justice, or she will do justice. That is what happened nowadays. If the relationship are not good, just go to the court and try to kill each other. Many things happen. Fight on children. And they just they hate. And then they try to kill each other. No. This is not the way of our Creator. If you have problem, your marriage is not working well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you this option. The last, you try every option. Okay? And then another important thing, if you cannot resolve your issue, then get a third person. Hakamam min ahlihi wa hakamam min ahliha. One person from her and one person representative from a husband. They sit down, listen both parties, and then they work out, and then they fix their issues. Very important. This is the hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because you are the party, you cannot resolve your issues because you are just going to argue or maybe biasness in there. Allah said, get the person, third person. Resolve your issue. If you cannot resolve, then leave on good terms. Leave on good terms. Do not hate. All right? She has her own way, you have your own way. This is Islam. Because that will bring happiness to your life. But we do opposite. We become enemies. We're just trying to put that person down. This is not the way of Islam. So it is very important that we do understand these things, because this unit is very important. If this unit is not in peace, then of course the whole family is not in peace. And if the whole family is not peace, the whole society is not in peace. So this is very important. Inshallah, I will conclude. I have more things to tell, but inshallah, I will conclude because we are running off the time. So the ideal wife combines three merits. The ideal wife. She pleases her husband when he sees her. Very important. By taking care to appear attractive to him. Very important. Her makeup, her beauty is for her husband, not for outside world. All right? If she is doing makeup, if she is not doing for her husband and just want to go out, Islam does not allow that one. Number one. She complies with his wishes when he make a request. She does not go against his wishes. All right? Regarding her person or property by doing anything of which he disapproves. So if he does not like, she is not allowed to do these things. All right? It is a wife's duty not to allow anyone that her husband does not want to enter the house without his permission. Very important. Don't let anyone in. All right? Anyway, it is not allowed a stranger to come to the home. And of course, on top of that, if the husband is not giving you permission to do so. A good wife is one who is true to her husband's word if he urges her to do something. You know, if he is asking something to her, please, can you adjust this one? And then she should do that one. All right? A wife should be careful not to offer to her husband on his coming home the family problem. Or as he comes in, oh, this thing happened, this thing, you know, you're just giving all the problems of the world to your husband. Because he's working the whole day, maybe 12-hour shift, maybe 8-hour, 10-hour shifts, coming back home. He needs some peace. Home is a maskan, a place of tranquility and peace. And if he comes back home and the whole world's problem is there for you, do not talk about the children. Oh, by the way, they did take a time, find appropriate time when the husband is relaxed, then you can discuss these matters. These small things, but can make a big, huge difference, my Muslim brother. Of course, there is a hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the hukum in there. A wife should discuss family problem with her husband at appropriate time. Okay? A wife must not converse with strange men against her husband's objections. If he is objecting to you or do not speak to, someone he does not like, so wife should, away from these things. A wife does not have the right to lend anything of her husband's property against his wishes. However, she can lend from her own property. If she want to give to maybe her friend something, she can do it from her own. Asking a husband for a divorce without a strong reason is forbidden in Islam. All right? You must think before you marrying. It is very important. If a husband's friend inquire about him, a wife should answer them, but without indulging in lengthy conversation. And softly. Should not speak softly to the man, stranger, because then the man take it in a wrong meaning. So this is also very important. A wife may not give alms from her husband's property without his permission. Permission is very important. All right. Leadership in the family is given to the husband for the wife to demand complete and full equality with her husband will result in having two masters in the family, and this does not exist in Islam. However, the husband should not behave in an autocratic way. As I mentioned, a dictator does not become dictator. Allah has given him this role. He should perform this role with kindness, with hikmah.